that, I want to get the regional implications of all of this from Andrew. We had Nomi talking there about the situation across the Middle East. Talk to us about what sort of impact this could have across the region.
Yeah, well, Nomi raised a few very interesting points there, notably with regards to the military build-up that she alluded to, and also, in particular, as you just mentioned there, yes, that regional impact, and of course the impact on the Gulf countries, which are going to be instrumental in finding a way out of this conflict in the short term, and if this conflict does drag on, and in the long term, too. Of course, we already have heard reports of explosions in Bahrain, reports of explosions in the UAE as well, and of course they're going to be desperate for some kind of quick diplomatic off-ramp to this conflict, because for them, of course, the consequences on their economies could be dire. Of course, energy infrastructure is vital to the functioning of the Gulf states. It's also worth bearing in mind that relations between Iran and the Gulf states had actually thawed in recent years. So we had seen a kind of rapprochement between the Gulf states and Iran. In the past, what Iran has also done, it has already chosen Gulf states. It has chosen Saudi Arabia as well as targets for retaliatory attacks. But it's always carefully calibrated those attacks. We saw an attack several years ago on a Saudi Arabian oil facility, for example. There were also, just to give you an idea of how important the Gulf states, those regional players, can be to mediating between Iran and Donald Trump and Israel. There are reports that it was indeed the Gulf states which were instrumental in persuading Donald Trump to climb down from his aggressive stance earlier this year. You'll remember during the protests against the Iranian regime that triggered a very harsh and bloody crackdown from the regime on those protesters, resulting in several thousands of deaths. It was reportedly the Gulf states who were instrumental in convincing Donald Trump not to retaliate, not to launch attacks on Iran in the immediate aftermath, but rather to give diplomacy a chance. Well, of course, as we can see now today, Donald Trump appears to have decided that diplomacy isn't working by launching these attacks with Israel against Iran.